Hi there, Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor here to give you your September 2025 Denver real estate market update. I cannot believe it's almost October. I'm jumping on here last minute because I was like, oh my gosh, we're almost into October. And I haven't missed a real estate market update in years, so I wasn't going to start now. But let's jump into it. As always, I want to remind you we'll be looking at August numbers since I won't have September numbers till next month, which will be very soon. All right, we ended August with 13,059 homes on the market. This was down 6.69% from the prior month, which makes sense this time of year. Less people you typically list in their houses. Some people are pulling their houses off the market. We were up 21.77% from last August. We had 3,636 homes sell in the month of August. This was down 5.83% from the prior month and down 5.56% from August of 2024. So sales down a little bit, about 5% from last month, 5% from last year. However, pending sales in August were up. We had 3,921 homes go under contract in the month of August. This was up 8.37% from the prior month and up 10.33% from August of 2024. The median sales price came at $593,250. This was up just 0.81% from the prior month and up 0.55% from August of 2024. So prices just kind of hanging in there with all the crazy things happening in our world with the interest rates. We did have the biggest interest rate drop that we've seen in a while. We had that just here recently. Prices hanging in there though, despite sales that are just kind of also just hanging in there, but not really increasing. That number that I gave you for median sales price, that was for both attached and detached homes. So I'm going to just break that down for you a bit. The median sales price for a detached home in the month of August came in at $649,000, and the median sales price for an attached home came in at $385,000. Median days on the market coming in right at 44 days. So, if you are selling your home, keep that in mind. We're looking at about a month and a half median days on the market. Now, there are still homes that are going quick, ones that are really priced to sell, and there are homes that are lingering on for months and months. And, obviously, there are some homes that are just a little bit more niche or they're higher priced, and those are going to take longer to sell anyway. But most often the case, if a home is sitting for a long time, it's the fact that it is overpriced. And in fact, speaking on homes being overpriced, this summer Denver had the highest share of listings with a price cut in the nation. So what does that mean for Denver? What that really tells us is that, and I've made a whole video about this, that a lot of sellers are just delusional. They think their house is worth more than it is, and they end up coming on the market just way too high. Now, despite that, the close to list price percentage is 98.32%. Now, that's a current list price, not original list price. But once a seller finds that right place to be to where their home is selling, the close price, what the offer they accept is 98.32% is where that's usually coming in, the average there of their list price. So keep that in mind, because here's one of the things that I see. A lot of times, buyers are aware that the market has definitely swung in their favor more than it has in recent years. It's kind of more of a balanced market right now. By the numbers, it would still be considered a seller's market, but compared to recent past, it's definitely more, buyers are feeling a lot more control. And but a lot of buyers get kind of overconfident in the cards that they hold and think that they can come in and offer like 10% off of list price. And I'm not saying that eventually a home won't sell for 10% of what list price is, but here's the thing. Sellers aren't going to accept an offer that is just really low balled. Like if you just come in and offer $100,000 less, almost in every case, I'm going to say good luck. And even if a home is priced $100,000 overpriced, the reason I say good luck is most sellers, even if their home is overpriced that much, they're not realizing that. And so mentally walking in, offering something that low, they're gonna say no. And so usually you're gonna, if you really want a house and it is overpriced, you're just gonna have to wait for those price cuts to come. So just keep in mind, most houses are not selling for much more than 2% below their current list price. So don't get too zealous when you're going in making offers thinking that you're going to get lucky, even if something's been on the market for a few months, to come in and offer some lowball offer. You usually not going to get it. A seller would rather take some more price drops and see if they can generate some interest instead of just going, "Yep, I'm taking that really low offer." I mean, think about it. If you were in the seller's shoes, you'd probably be in that exact same boat where you'd rather take some price drops and see what interest you can generate instead of taking a really low ball offer. The other thing I want to talk about is contingencies. That's putting in an offer where you have a home to sell. That has become so common in this market because a lot of people want to buy a new home, but they got to sell their house in order to buy their new house. So I'm seeing a lot of transactions where the buyer needs to sell their house and they want to make an offer contingent on selling that house. Want to let you know a little thing there. Most sellers will not accept an offer with a contingency to sell your home unless your home is already under contract. Sellers that are out there, they're aware that houses are taking some time to sell. And if your house is not under contract already, they're not going to sit around and risk taking their home off the market to wait for your home to sell. So if you're going to go out there and start house shopping, and you need to sell your home, be sure your current home has already been listed and you have an offer accepted. And at that point, go ahead and go out and start house shopping. Now, ideally, you're not going to have, and if you don't have to be in this position, like maybe you can hold two mortgages for a while, or maybe your house may be paid off or something. Ideally, I would say if you don't have to, don't go house shopping with a contingency. And one of the reasons why is it makes you less competitive. If you don't have a house to sell, I think you can be a little bit more competitive in the price of the home. But if you're asking for that time to get your home sold, sellers are going to be less likely to give you a deal on the sales price. So, all righty. Again, my name's Courtney Murphy, Denver Metro Realtor. If you were buying a home, selling a home in the Denver area, certainly give me a call. Let's chat, see if we're a good fit to work together. And of course, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of my updates or home tours around the Denver area. All right, here we go. It's fall. It's almost October. Goodbye, summer. Thanks for joining me today and have a wonderful day.